Hey, welcome to our episode of 𝓂𝓻𝓮𝓀 Reviews. Counting down the 10 last episodes. The entire Trappist Rochefort line has been highly requested over the years, so I'm going to do all 3 in a row this week. So we're starting with the 6, move up to the 10. So, yeah, here you go. Trappist Rochefort 6, 7.5% ABV. Now the date on there, I don't know how to read. Is that 5 years, 3 years, 4 years from the bottling date? Authentic Trappist product. I like the cap on there. Pours a very traditional Trappist looking, dark brown, kind of nutty, ruby red color. Very effervescent as soon as I pour it. But the head fizzles away like a soda. Using the 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓀 chalice here. His head fizzles away, but that's typical of a lot of Trappist beers. Smells really good, especially for the so-called lower one. I'm assuming this is a double, not a quad. Lots of fruit on this one. A very, almost like a citrusy smell too. Smells pretty good. So let's get into let's get in the mouth here. Cheers. Wow, that's interesting. It was quite mild up front, but as soon as I started to swallow it goes down, I get like this burst of like this nice toffee caramel kind of confectionery syrupy sweetness on it. I was not expecting that. I've never tasted something like that in a Trappist beer before, or any kind of Belgian beer for that matter. I wish the first half was a little bit more robust, but the first half is kind of mild, like there's like mild bitterness through it. It has like this kind of flat soda kind of taste, almost like a flat soda kind of texture too. I mean, you saw how bubbly it was when I poured it, but it's very tepid now. I still have quite a lot of beer in the bottle here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to pour the yeast out or in, but I just got a pretty decent take on it without the yeast. So let's get everything in there. Surprised. I thought the adding the yeast in there was going to make it taste kind of dirty and bitter, but it didn't. I mean, the palate tastes more or less the same now as it did before. Nice sweetness on it, not much bitterness at all. It's almost like more like a brown ale than any kind of Trappist beer. I mean, I've had plenty of the doubles and quads and things like that, and just generic Belgian strong dark ales, but this is quite different. Much sweeter than I'm used to. I love that toffee and that caramel flavor in there. It's much more like an American brown ale, like without any hops though. Not quite as sickly or cloyingly sweet as something like that, but you know what I mean. Mouth feels very thin on this one. Has like a kind of a cold mouth feel. I'm actually drinking this probably a little too cold, but actually I've recently, I guess because it's the summer, it's really hot out, I'm actually kind of preferring my beers to be more on the cold side, even the imperial stouts and things like that. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I gotta say I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. I really, that second half, I don't sound like a broken record here, but the second half is really good. I wish the mouthfeel was like a little bit more, Belgian-y. Like, it really doesn't feel like a Belgian beer. It just kind of feels like flat soda in the mouth. And it's just really weird. It has like this flat, kind of cold, wet, almost watery kind of, texture and mouthfeel to it. But then the CO2 still gets stuck in the throat. But otherwise, it's very smooth. 7.5 ABV is really not that big, so there's no alcohol, heat, or warmth or anything in here, which really doesn't surprise me. It's not, super fruity and complex like a lot of the quads and things like that, but, if this is a double or if this was just a strong dark ale or whatever they want to classify it as, I mean, it's one of the better ones, probably, or the best ones that I've had. Again, really similar, it's like a brown ale style. And if this is like the lowest one, then I'm really anxious to try the 8 and the 10, so... yeah, I will give a solid, enthusiastic 8 out of 10 for the Trappist Rochefort 6. So, I can't wait to see the 8 and the 10 coming up on Wednesday and Friday. So, thanks for watching this episode of 𝓂𝓻𝓮𝓀 Reviews. I will see you 2 days. Cheers.